Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today, Traws Pharma Incorporated just filed an 8K, and I'm looking at a crucial update regarding their stock sales. Quick note, this is not financial advice, just my take on public filings for educational purposes. The company is quietly activating a part of its stock offering program, and it is important to understand the implications for existing shareholders. Alright, let's dive into what Traws Pharma Incorporated has reported. This filing is essentially an update on a previous agreement they had. Remember that at the market offering agreement or ATM agreement they entered into back in March of 2025 with Citizens JMP Securities. Incorporated, this is where they can sell shares of their common stock. The key takeaway from this report is that Traws Pharma is now utilizing a portion of their baby shelf capacity. Think of this like having a pre-approved line of credit for selling stock, but with specific limits. This particular filing details that they are activating the ability to sell shares up to an aggregate offering price of approximately $3.1 million. This is a significant amount for a company with a market cap of around $23 million, as noted in recent news. This offering is being done under an existing shelf registration statement that was declared effective back in July of 2023. They are essentially supplementing this with Prospectus supplements, the latest of which is dated May 22nd, 2026, which is the effective date of this report. This means they are legally cleared to start selling these shares. The agreement allows them to sell these shares from time to time to or through Citizens JMP Securities, Incorporated acting as their sales agent. This means Traws Pharma can decide when and how much of that $3.1 million worth of stock to sell into the market. Now, let's talk about what this means for you as an investor or potential investor. Traws Pharma is a biotech company, and like many in this space, they often rely on accessing capital through stock sales to fund their research and development. This particular offering is described as a baby shelf limitation, which is a regulatory term that effectively limits the amount they can sell under certain conditions. The stock ticker for Traws Pharma is TRAW, and it trades on the Nasdaq stock market, LLC. Recent news highlights the company's focus on advancing a broad-spectrum antiviral agent, which is a positive development for their core business. However, the ability to sell stock is also a significant financial event. When a company announces or activates an ATM offering, especially one that represents a notable percentage of its market capitalization, it can lead to dilution. Dilution happens when a company issues new shares, which increases the total number of shares outstanding. This can reduce each existing shareholder's percentage of ownership in the company, for a company with a market cap of around $23 million. Selling over $3 million worth of stock is about a 13 to 14% increase in the total market value being sold. This doesn't directly translate to a 13 to 14% increase in shares outstanding, but it indicates a substantial potential for dilution. The filing is signed by Charles Parker, the Chief Financial Officer. This confirms that the management team is behind this decision to activate this stock offering component. The report also includes exhibits, such as a legal opinion from Snell and Wilmer, LLP, regarding the shares to be sold. This is standard practice to ensure the legality of the stock offering. Given the company's small market cap and its current focus on developing antiviral agents, this stock sale is likely intended to provide crucial funding for their ongoing research. Companies in the biotech sector often face long development cycles and significant costs, making access to capital a continuous challenge. In essence, Traws Pharma is making a strategic move to raise capital for investors. The key things to watch are how quickly they utilize this offering, the price at which the shares are sold, and how effectively this capital is deployed to advance their drug development pipeline. If the company makes significant progress with its antiviral agent, the market may view this capital raise favorably. However, if progress stalls, the dilutive effect of the stock sale could weigh on the stock price. Looking at the broader context, Traws Pharma has a small employee base of just 4 individuals according to available data. This suggests a lean operation focused intensely on its core research. Institutional investors like Adage Capital Partners GP LLC and Icarian Capital LLC hold significant stakes, indicating that larger funds see potential in the company's technology. However, the activation of this ATM offering could be a signal that the company believes the current stock price is somewhat favorable for raising funds, or that the need for capital is becoming more pressing. Historically, companies that tap into ATM programs, especially smaller biotech firms, often do so to manage cash burn and fund critical milestones. The risk here is that if the market sentiment turns negative, or if clinical trial results are not as expected, the stock could face downward pressure compounded by the new shares entering the market. It is a delicate balance between funding growth and managing dilution. For example, when Kodak undertook a reverse split in 2021, it was a 1-for-20 event and holders saw roughly a 40% additional drawdown over the following 90 days, turning a $1,000 position into around $600. While this isn't a reverse split, any dilutive offering, if not met with positive operational news, can have a similar effect of eroding shareholder value. So, what is the verdict here? Traws Pharma is activating a $3.1 million stock offering, which is a material event for a company of its size. The risk I am watching is the potential for significant dilution if the company cannot translate this capital into meaningful progress on its antiviral drug development. What I am actually looking for is to see how this capital is deployed and what milestones are achieved in the coming months. Oh, and the research tools I actually use are linked in the description. They help keep this channel going. That is my take. Stay decoded. If you found this analysis helpful, please like, subscribe, and join our Discord community linked in the description.